The first words an alien ever spoke to a human were, in flawless English, "We come in peace." Having studied our culture for years, they thought it best to open with a joke. It had the added benefit of being true. Their envoy was unarmed, with not so much as a knife aboard. They let us train our guns on them without a word of complaint. That, more than anything, convinced us they could be trusted. They offered us all the technology we could ever dream of. FTL, extended lifespans, unlimited resources, it was all there. They only wanted one thing in return: manpower. When asked why, they showed us a picture of a monster. An insectoid being, easily 8 feet tall, with gleaming chitinous armor, thicker than a thigh is wide. A dozen arms sprouted from its torso. Some of them ended in wicked claws, the rest held guns. Teeth like stilettos crowded its mouth, dripping with venom, below a cluster of predatory eyes. The swarm, they said. The galaxy was under attack. The invaders had come out of the black depths of space, bearing technology millennia beyond anything in the Milky Way. There had been no greeting, no warning. The swarm had announced itself by raining fire on the entire systems. The Galactic Coalition had rallied all spacefaring races in the galaxy, but they were still badly outmatched. The swarm was a hive mind, perfectly coordinated and able to take decisive action, while the coalition was bickering. Their warriors were clones, battle-ready from the moment they were born. The coalition had to funnel resources into training ordinary beings to become soldiers. The coalition could not decipher their language, or even their motives. The swarm cleansed worlds of all sentient life. If something habitable remained after, they would settle, but it seemed an afterthought. The coalition was crumbling. In desperation, they began scouring the galaxy for pre-FTL sentience. They offered technology in exchange for whatever help they could get. Humans would be especially valued, they said. We were suspicious and devious, meant as a compliment, they assured us. And had a knack for languages, exactly what they needed to figure out the swarm. Our martial skill was nothing to scoff at either. The aliens flattered us, were obviously in the right, and had a sense of humor. We accepted. We proved at least as valuable as the coalition had predicted. Our soldiers went toe-to-toe with the swarm warriors, and won as often as they lost. Our spies gathered more intelligence in weeks than the coalition had in decades. We even cracked the swarm's language, though it was utterly unlike anything heard in the Milky Way. We soared in significance on the galactic stage, becoming respected and even revered by much older species. But there were oddities. Like how we knew so little of the other races when they knew everything about us. Or how we were never positioned to defend the most populous worlds, though our presence markedly improved the likelihood of success. Or how so many of our questions were brushed aside. Still, we were as happy as we could be under the looming threat of extinction. We had carved a place for ourselves among the stars, as we had dreamed of doing since we first wondered what lay beyond the night sky. We didn't want to jeopardize it by asking too many questions. Then came the Battle of Hekos. Hekos, like all systems we were allowed to defend, was sparsely populated and of no strategic importance. It wouldn't be noteworthy at all, save that it was the testing site of our new translation implants. We had put them into every soldier, in hopes they would allow them to understand and react to the swarm commander's orders. They worked. As coalition and swarm forces clashed on a barren moon, this is what our soldiers heard. Kill them. Kill the slaver scum. For freedom. A swarm commander roared exultations to liberty as fire lashed our troops. Shocked, we swore the survivors to secrecy when they reported what they had overheard. The coalition did not trust us, so we could not trust them. Using that famed human deviousness, we dug up information the coalition had locked away from us. And we learned the truth. Every coalition species to one practiced slavery. Some enslaved their own race. Others only chained aliens. But all of them deemed a group of people subsentient and stripped them of their rights. The coalition was built on a mountain of shackled corpses. Sick with rage, we read of how they had deceived us. They studied our culture, as they did all species they wished to uplift, and learned of our hatred for slavery. But they needed us too badly to risk us declining, and so they resolved to hide the backbone of their society until the swarm had been thrown back. They may have deceived us, but we had come rightly by our reputation for deviousness. We sneaked an envoy to the swarm. They told us they had not come to conquer or to liberate, but to exterminate, because they believed no species of slavers deserved to live. We made an offer. They accepted, and the coalition burned. Author's name and the link to original text is in the description.